What? Are you kidding me right now? This is crazy. I mean, this news came out last night. I didn't be able to see this until this morning, and it looks like the Saw franchise is officially back. Here is the report. It says Blumhouse is acquiring the rights to Saw, with Lionsgate still involved as a partner. Creatively, the franchise is now back with James Wan. After the success that Saw 10 had, making over 118, 120 something million dollars, I mean, it was astronomical numbers just to test out, is the Saw franchise still popular? And from how the fans felt about it, Saw is still alive and it's doing really well. By the end of 2023, we've seen that Saw 11 was greenlit and pretty much it was in the making. Saw 11 had a release date in September of 2024, and then it was moved again to September 2025. Seems like the biggest issue was what direction was this Saw 11 movie going to be in? Between Lionsgate and the two producers at Twisted Pictures, Mark Berg and Oren Cools, there was a lot of differences how to go about this movie, and they just couldn't come together and agree on an idea. And there was like three different things pitched for the Saw 11 film. One, there was a lot of Tobin Bell. There was another pitch where Hoffman was going to have a lot of screen time, and I kind of was all up for Hoffman because really it's going towards his story. I was really expecting him to have more of a bigger role in the Saw 11 film from what we saw at the post-credit scene at the end of Saw 10. Now, last year, Lionsgate had their update showcase on some films, and all Saw fans were pretty much sitting here kind of waiting for some updates on maybe Saw 11 and the new film, and we didn't get anything. But Billy the Puppet was there, and Billy the Puppet had a statement himself because all Saw fans were sitting there like, what's going on? And this is what he had to say. He said, "I've seen the rumors. They say it's game over. You all should know me better than that. The game is never over." It says Billy the Puppet said in a statement that was released by Lionsgate, "It was never a clever gag, but one with a clear message. The studio fully intends to make another Saw movie." And really, since that day, it was quiet. There was nothing going on. Then 2025 hit. And then in January, we seen news that there were rumors that Twisted Pictures, Lionsgate was going to be trading the rights over to, apparently they were talking to Blumhouse, they were talking to A24, and then it was quiet again. Blumhouse now takes the rights to the Saw franchise, and the franchise owners now goes back to the hands of the original creator, James Wan. Blumhouse is one company that it's probably the last place I would want this franchise to go to. Now, with Blumhouse getting the rights, it looks like Lionsgate is going to have 50% ownership of the franchise, which isn't a bad thing because Lionsgate's going to want to incorporate the things that they want in this next Saw film, whatever it's going to be. So it's not just going to be fully Blumhouse having the control, but it's going to be Lionsgate having control over the direction they go in with these Saw films. And is this going to be a reboot, or are we actually going to get our Saw 11 that we've been waiting for? The last thing you want to do is trade these rights, and then the movie doesn't feel like Saw. Or if Blumhouse does a reboot of this movie, and it just feels off. I want to feel the tension watching these movies. I want to feel my heart pumping out of my chest when there's somebody sitting in a trap and having to escape. Like, I want to get back to that feeling. And obviously Saw 10, the last movie that we had, gave us all of that back. Unlike Spiral, that really spiraled out of control in my opinion. Now, the Saw 11 screenwriters have been pushing for this film to get done, and they were hoping it was going to happen. So this is what they said at the end of last year, and potentially what this Saw 11 film was going to be about. They said Saw 11 may or may not be made, but we have a very timely story in it, and I hope it gets made just because of that. It taps into the same themes of Saw 6, where you're a citizen, you feel angry and frustrated with something, you feel like you can't do anything, and John Kramer's going to do it. The reason it's held up, just there's intersquabbling between producers and Lionsgate. They just can't quite get on the same page. The battle in creative differences between Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures is the main reason why we don't even have this movie yet. Now, what is this film supposed to be? Is it going to be Saw 11? Is it going to be a reboot? But let me tell you something. I mean, sooner or later, you know, Tobin Bell is not going to be with us anymore. I mean, he's 93 years old. He's a fantastic voice actor. We know he is the voice of John Kramer. He is the voice of what makes this thing what it is. And sooner or later, The one thing they can't fail on is finding an actor that can replace him in a reboot series, a reboot trilogy, or whatever you're going to do. It's going to be a tough task, and you can't screw it up. If you can't find someone that's captivating, a story behind him, and an actor that fans can really fall in love with, then, you know, they can really hit this out of the park. But I think this is going to be one of the toughest things that they're going to have to do. And trust me, I wouldn't even want to be the one that's trying to find the next Jigsaw killer. We know that Lionsgate wanted to continue with Saw 11. We know that Twisted Pictures want to continue with Saw 11. So maybe Saw 11 is going to continue, and then Lionsgate is going to take their idea that they've wanted, incorporate into this Blumhouse film of Saw, and get this thing going. I just don't know if a reboot's going to be the right thing right now. And honestly, I would wait a couple more years to get this reboot going. I don't want to have a film that's coming out next year and they totally change everything and it becomes a shit movie because they didn't give themselves enough time. They got way too much more they have to worry about with a reboot than really continuing to Saw 11, which I really want. I want Saw 11 to continue with Jigsaw's story. I want to see Mark Hoffman kind of in the mix a little bit more and just to see him kind of come back. If this takes another 2 to 3 years to make, I am perfectly fine with that because there is no rushing this at all. And Lionsgate should be smarter than that because after the success that they had, especially with that Saw 10 film, they know they got to be very careful with this. And that's why they have 50% ownership, because they want to keep tabs on Blumhouse to make sure they're doing the right thing. But we all know about Blumhouse. It's either very successful or there's a lot of major misses. And we've seen in the past where Blumhouse has bought specific franchise IPs for millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, and they've done absolutely nothing. And the film was a total failure. Okay. And then you have those movies that do really well. So Blumhouse to me is really big hit or big miss. It's a company that I've been very up and down with for a good amount of years. It's not like how it used to be with Blumhouse in the early days. Just want to hear by the end of the summer how long it takes to what they're going to be doing. What is the plan? Or if Tobin Bell is officially done and he's not going to be in the story anymore. It's a real shame because at this point, if he goes out like he does in Saw 10 and that's his last film as a Saw movie for Tobin Bell, I have no issue with it. I would love to see Amanda again. I would love to see Mark Hoffman again. But I understand that the story has got to be rebooted sometime. So I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think about Blumhouse acquiring the rights with Lionsgate still having 50% ownership? The ownership still goes into James Wan, the creative of Saw. Do you think it's going to be a reboot? Do you think it's going to be Saw 11 as it was supposed to be from Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures? We're going to find out, but I think we need to be very happy that Saw is back and it's not floating out there dying like other franchises do. And, you know, now you have a direction now. Now it comes down to what direction are they going to go in when it comes to, is it a continuance movie? Is it going to be a reboot? And sooner or later, we will have that reboot. It's just, I don't know if it should happen now. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of the Saw franchise in general. And are you glad it's back? And Blumhouse has got to make sure they take care of this baby because this IP is very important. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep running. Peace out.